So what I'm doing here, I'm getting you in a position where you can see. So if you guys are my athletes right now, I don't want anyone behind me so that you can all see. And I'm going to have, I'll use you, Houston, right? Yeah. This is also killing my OCD, so we're going to let it go. But I'm tracking it. So ideally, I would demonstrate the muscle up or the strict muscle up. And if I couldn't, I might ask someone in class to quickly do it. If they're ready for it, don't throw them up there cold. Otherwise, I would just move on. Currently, right now, I've got some stuff going on. I don't want to, for my own ego purposes, I'm not going to just show you for the sake of it, but I do that. But we're going to talk about the transition. So you can stand in front first here, Houston. So let's show you the full thing for where we're going. Looks like this. And all it is a pull, a through, and above. Or a 1, 2, 3, or a 2 through and above. You won't remember that. But before we get you throwing yourself through the rings, we need support. So all we'll do is pull your thumbs into your torso, onto your tippy toes, and then try your best to press your palms down. Now I'm looking for no daylight between the arms. I see this, not the worst thing, but maybe what we need to do is get them on a lower set of rings so that when they push down, they've got the ground for support. So Houston, I'm going to have you come on out here. Don't jump into it, just put your feet under the rings and pull your hands in, just press to support. There we go. I'm going to hold it there for a second. And now I'm looking. And what I'll do is I'll say, Houston, can you pull your hands in even more? Yeah, that's the stuff. And relax. So when we get them up there and people are shaking out, just 5 seconds, come back down. And I'll be like, all right, everybody back up again. She goes up. Good. I'm going to have you drop your legs down, but turn your palms out just a little bit. Press down, press down, press down. Keep pressing. Pull them in. And at that point, that's okay. She came down, but I know her capacity to hold on the ring. Now that I'll come back in again, the ring dip. So the ring dip looks like this. But not everyone can do that, and not everyone should do that right now. So we do a little negative. So the call will be up. 1, 2, 3, pause. It'll look like this. Up. 1, 2, 3, pause. Relax. They're showing me control on the way down, checking the receiving position, and now you're like, well, I can't do that. I earthquake on the way down. That's okay. 1, 2, 3. Still go through that range of motion. That make sense? So the ground is there. And again, if someone can't support, the rings are lower and it's just using the floor to get that push. And that's a lot. That'll blow people up if it's done well. Not that we're looking to blow people up, but you get the point. Now, the false grip. Now, if you did your level 1, you did it with Joe DeGane, he probably had you pray to the muscle up gods. Do you remember that? I love it. I steal it every time. So this is your false grip. Take a look. That's it. So if you take your hand and go like this, this is the bottom of the ring. Now take your wrist and pop it on the crevice of your thumb, and then wrap your thumb around your thumb, grab your knuckles, and turn it in. That's your false grip. So we're now going to try and find that. Wrist, fingers, thumbs, and we're there. From here we want to maintain that, and now we're looking for it. So I would tell Houston in a second, find your false grip, we'll get there. Then I'm going to say squat. And you're just going to go into a catcher squat and pull your knuckles in. And I'm looking to see if the wrists is still on the rings, because as we know, if this happens, we've lost the false grip, which is the right position for a kipping muscle up. Straight lines are strong lines, we want that. A lot of athletes will sometimes do a little bit of a hybrid. Strict muscle up will get people in a true, but don't mistaken the kipping with a nice straight hand for when we're doing a strict muscle up. You do need some kind of false grip for that. So come on out here, Houston. And I'm imagining now I've got everyone in the rings, and I'm going to walk you through it. Ready? Karate chop the ring. A little bit more. Yeah. Wrap your thumb. Good. Knuckles. Bring them in. And then push your knees forward so your butt hits your heels. Boom. Perfect. Done this before. Now I'm looking. I'm going to be like, hey, get over the top. Nice. All right, ready. Now lean. Yeah, good. Now I'm looking for a straight arm, but that's not critical right now. If some people want to bend, they can. Now, using the legs, we're actually going to pull up. So relax for me, Houston, for a second. Looks like this. Nicole's going to be 2. I'm looking for the elbows to be in, knuckles at the sternum. I'm not looking for this. I could also take my hands off the rings because the legs are doing the work versus me making it a strength exercise. So I'm going to say false grip, set up, 2. Ready? False grip, set up, lean back, and 2, and pause. Now here I'd actually have her lift her hips up a little more. There it is. And then back down, lean back, 2, bring your elbows out for me. Then I'd say tuck your elbows in, and then relax. So the things I'm checking here on the 2 is how far am I pulling? Are the elbows in? And am I lifting the hips? Because I'm going to have you do that again, but don't lift your hips. Okay? So lean back, and then just pull straight. That's when people fail. Because now, go to that position for me, Houston. Now try and go through. Elbows go out. Actually, she did a good job, but elbows usually go out. So think about lifting your hips. Now, what does that look like on the strict muscle up? I'll show you here because it's easy. You're actually pulling more like this, not like this. Pulling with your legs back or straight under the rig is going to create that peekaboo effect like this. You guys ever got here? We've all been here, right? Like peekaboo. Okay? You want to think about, if I'm on the high rings, I'm pulling in this like lazy boy position, so eventually I can get through. Okay? So the next piece is going to be that transition, so we'll all do it together. Ready? Pray to the muscle up gods. All right, look up. Pull the muscle up gods down to below your sternum. Elbows are in. Bow to the muscle up gods. Thumbs to your armpits. And put your guns away. I added that last piece. I don't know if it's politically correct, but we're in the Midwest, so let's go. Okay, so now the call is going to be set up. Right, we've got false grip, we're down at the bottom. I'm going to say 2, through, and we'll do it slow first. Headbutt through the rings, thumbs to armpit, and up. And there's going to be a very long pause in between. Ready? Okay. So, I'm checking that everyone's feet are under the rig. Now I'm going to say set up, knees are forward, leaning back, checking the false grip. And 2, she lifts the hips. Check, check, check. Through, pause. Yes. Pull those rings in for me. Check, check. People are inevitably going to be high here, so I'm going to have to get them down. And then up. And twist those arms out. Yeah, and relax. And that's the group management via teaching. Same as if I was to say squat, look, 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 stand, so on and so forth. Now, how do we make this a little bit harder? Ready to just go one more time for me? I'm just going to show this first. So you're going to go 2, through, pause, take your feet off the ground, press. Yeah. Okay. Now I'm seeing, can we get out the bottom there? At no point have I had her jump through the rings. Could she do it? Maybe. Don't need to do that right now because this movement's still kind of new. But where we make it harder is now you're going to step forward a foot, find your setup, so now you're going to actually take in a little bit more of that leg out, 2, through, see it's a little harder to get through, and then up. Okay. So we do this with the whole group, thank you. Very nice job. Yeah. We do this with the whole group until we get to the L, where it's all just arms. And we don't even worry about the press if we don't want to, but now it's just all strength, positioning. Now if someone can do that, I'm like, you're showing me a lot. Let's try that strict muscle up there. No kipping. We're just gonna pull. And that's the next, that'd be the next journey.
Hey, so, when can I try a kipping muscle up?
When?
Yeah.
When you show me that, it's a good question. So ideally we should have how many strict muscle ups?
Strict pull-ups, you mean?
Muscle ups.
Oh, muscle-ups. Oh.
One would be good. Why is one good?
It's hard. You have the strength and stability in all the positions.
The strength and stability to control yourself on this wild, wild west, wild ring. It moves if you move. So if you can show me that up there, and I mean like it's nice and solid, you're not like that, even though you can do it, you're still not maybe showing me the control on the ring I need. I feel confident that we can add a little bit of that dynamic hip, because the fast hip is going to make that move more, so you better be ready for it. I'm okay with that. Now, I'm also okay with if you did one with a little wiggle, and it was clear that you have great control, but you're still struggling to get that nice strict one, I still would be okay with you doing it, but I would caution maybe doing many reps in a high intensity workout. And there's no rush there. So the open comes around and there's muscle ups. I don't know what happens during the open, but it's like technique goes to die, right? And I'm the worst one for it. So I'm like the technique police, but then the open comes, and we got like Sarah here, and she's doing this clean, and she's like this, yeah, and it's like a PR, and I'm like, yes, Sarah, go! Like, that's, no, it's like, drop it, it's the open, it doesn't matter. No one gets hurt in the open, just, no, it's like, all technique goes to die. You know what I'm talking about, right? We get so excited. Don't make that thing be something that's gonna put them in a hole after. But it's a low intensity test, and eventually with capacity we can layer in and put them into workouts. But this here, back in the day, in like 2006, 2007, we were doing strict muscle ups all the time. Go to the Nasty Girls video, make sure you put CrossFit in there. Because I can't be responsible for what shows up, but there's a workout called Nasty Girls. It's Nicole Carroll, Eva T, and Annie Sakamoto. They're doing Nasty Girls, and they're just banging out these strict muscle ups. The rings are like this high, they're all like bend down, it's just epic. And I'm like, and then eventually we started kipping and what have you, but try to inspire people, not that that's the goal, but just to try something a little more challenging over here. And I guarantee you dangle that carrot, they might be like, ooh, maybe today's the day I try a false grip pull-up from the high rings. Ooh, maybe I could just flip it over and, oh my gosh, I just got a strict muscle up. Now I want to kick. Now I want to go to the games. Let's go. And before you know it, you got wild animals running around. But so that's the level 1 progression. I didn't change anything. That's exactly what we taught you guys when you did your level 1. Learn it, love it, master it, and make sure once you understand the progressions that you now can control the group. Where in a group maybe this size, we're in partners. Right, so if you come up on over here for me real quick, Lauren, she's off to the side, partner 1 up, relax, partner 2 up, relax, you doing it, okay? That's the group management that you use. The other style, real quick, and I'll close, is what Jason did, which I really liked, and I used it a lot too, is if you have 25 people and not only a limited amount of rings, it's like I just showed you with Houston. It's like, all right guys, first progression, we're gonna go into support, and we're gonna relax. We're gonna spend about 2 minutes just going back and forth with the people in your group. So you might be like 3 to a ring or what have you. And then I'm gonna bring you back in and we're gonna do the next progression. So it's more like a seminar style type of teaching. Questions? You guys have fun?
Yep.
You ready to do some kipping muscle ups and just throw yourself through the rings?
Like wild animals.
That was a 10.